5 egg-laying hens in our backyard in the chicken coop you see behind me. In this video, my wife is gonna clean the chicken coop because egg-laying hens, they need a clean home in order to be countable and so to be able to produce good eggs. So just join us on this video to see how we do this. So this is the chicken coop and run that we have in the backyard, just to give you an overview of what it looks like. And my wife will be cleaning it.
Okay, so I'm starting at the end of the coop, which is where the hens will roost. So just above that there's the roost, and this will get the dirtiest. This looked like what you can see in the pine wood shavings box probably a couple of months ago. I usually change this probably about 4 times in the year, but actually cleaning out, like doing a spring cleaning, is probably once a year or twice a year. So the girls are going to get in my way, but if you just do it gently, because they just love to scratch, and I'll just pull it out. And the idea would be is I would just leave this as part of their run. That will give a chance for the droppings and all that to break down just a little bit more. I wouldn't put it straight on my garden as yet. So after it's been in the run, then I can probably use it on the garden. So you can see they do get in the way a bit. Just out to try and catch that worm. Makes it a little bit more enjoyable for me too, because I always find it funny watching them scratch around. So we'll just keep doing this until we've got it down, and then we'll give you a look at it when it's when I've cleared it out properly. Okay. Competition for the worms. So the theory is, when you're buying a chicken coop, make sure you can access it fairly easily, because you're going to have to be cleaning it out. So this one has a few access points. So once I've got this cleaned out, I'll then remove the nesting bed. I'll reuse the nesting bed on the flooring inside, but I'll need to wash that out with soap and water, because I think we've probably got a few mites around, and yeah, they're a bit detrimental on the chooks. So I'll clean it out as much as I possibly can. That's a really good spring clean for the annual one. For the other one, I would just clean the bottom, change the bottom, change the nesting bed. Wouldn't necessarily give it a soap and water run down unless I felt there were too many mites around. So the girls are enjoying themselves. They do get into a bit of a frenzy when there's worms and so forth around. So a bit of hard work, but then you get to reap the benefits. Okay, this next phase, I'm just going to clean out the nesting beds here and keep this because I'm going to use it for the ground inside. So it might look alright, but you know, we've had a couple of poops in there and a couple of eggs that cracked, so I like to clean it out. I can smell the lavender. I like to put lavender in it. It's an insect repellent, but it's also very calming for the chooks. You see I've got some lavender plants just around the base there as well, down here. And that's all for the purpose of being a bit more of a repellent. A bit of a broom, help me out here. And these centre bits will come out, so I'll take those out as well, and I'll give them a wash. The spider mites are so tiny you won't be able to see them, but they do hide in the crevices. I also put lemon balm, in dried lemon balm in this as well, so that's also another repellent. Can, especially the dust. That there's some sticky bits in here, so that's probably from the egg. Yeah, you can see those, what that look like wet patches is probably where an egg has cracked. Eggs don't normally crack, but if they have worms or if they've got some sort of stress, that could cause it. This is probably why it kick-started me into getting this done ASAP. They might have been a bit stressed. takes a bit of work, but I think it needs to be done. We're looking at once a year for this, and that's alright, I think. And I think if you're the sort of person that doesn't want all the hassle, then maybe you shouldn't be keeping chickens. Yeah, so I've just used soap and water here just to go through some of this. It's a nice day today, so I know that it's going to dry. Some of those other bits might come off a bit later once they've soaked a bit. We'll just do a bit more of that around the coop. And also, just behind me, I've taken out the perches. So these perches definitely, every time you change the bottom, you should be cleaning the perch, because this is where they rest every night. So they need this to be cleaned. You have to look after their claws, their feet. So I'll make sure I clean that up a bit more before I stick that back in. You just eat the eggs.
Well, my wife has pretty much scraped a majority of the old crap off the floor, but I thought I'd just show you this. You see a galvanized steel mesh on the floor of the coop. And the reason for this is that it stops the varmints from digging underground, upwards tunneling into the coop. So great protection all round, base, sides, for the hens.
Okay, it's time to put in the new layer of the wood chips, pine shavings. I've just sprinkled the bottom of the coop with some diamethyst earth, which will help get rid of those mites. So it'll probably take the whole of this bag, because you need at least 4 to 6 centimeters height of this to last for a couple of months at least. Okay, so it's time to replenish the nesting bed. This is about a bucket full to fill up these three. Now I also add a sprinkle of lavender and a sprinkle of lemon balm because this helps to keep those little mites away. So at least when they go to lay their eggs they're not stressed. I'll just mix that in after I've sprinkled a bit on. It's quite easy to grow lavender and lemon balm, so you can actually make your own, which I intend to. But for now, I will just use these. Right, so I'll just mix it in. Like going to a spa bath, isn't it? It smells so good. That's it. Their nests are ready for laying. Close that back up and just put everything back in. Good to go. Couple of perches. That's finished. And the main one they use. Scratched it around. There you go, girls. Check it out. Nice. Very good.
That's it. The girls now have a nice clean home. They'll be comfortable and they'll be happy laying their eggs. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.